my solution, it does not involve money. It is a policy-based solution. I don't know if it was mentioned, but I've just published a book about what to do with the Israeli education system, and I published it together with my mother, who's a teacher. Both my parents were teachers, and what I've found remarkable over the years is that everyone turns to business people for solutions, consultants for solutions, but no one's listening to what the teachers have to say. And especially the good teachers and the successful teachers. And they're the ones that day in, day out are carrying the task of education. And in a sense what I did is sit with her and learn from her. Why was she a good teacher? What did she do in the class? And what of the things that she did can become state policy? And in a nutshell, and sometimes jokingly we call it a neo-fascist book, it basically argues for back to very basic elements of discipline, of structure. I think today what we have, at least in Israel, is we have incredible laxness in rules, but overemphasis on content. So there's overemphasis on, will we learn, it's mostly political emphasis. Are they learning enough history, or are they learning enough this or enough that? When in actuality there's no learning going on, so it really doesn't matter if you're learning the period of the 1st century or the 2nd century. And what we argue for is precisely the opposite, is a system that's very disciplined and puts a lot of emphasis on the fact that even though we talk about universal education, not every person is suited for the universal education system, and not every person has the right to remain in the classroom if they make life for the other people in the classroom, they make it impossible to study. But a lot of laxness in content. But we argue that today when it comes to content, there's very little that can be dictated. The world is changing so fast. The value of knowledge is very cheap. You can just get knowledge within seconds at your fingertips. So it's less important if you study this or that, as long as that whatever you study, whatever you do, will be done properly with the hard work, with the emphasis on students actually doing what they need to be done, what they need to do. And today you don't have that. So we're arguing mostly for clear rules and absolute backing for teachers, and to do their work. Please.
Yeah, so you mentioned that Israel has changed from being sort of a production-based economy now to a service-based economy. What specific industries are the drivers now of the Israeli economy?
The industries,
yeah.
High-tech. Okay. I'm sure you'll be exposed to a lot of that. So high-tech has certainly become one of the biggest elements in the Israeli economy, one of which we are the most proud, and one that seems to be going strong. So a lot of innovation, mostly in software, a very high entrepreneurial activity. Some people, when they talk about the ideology, they see kind of the high-tech entrepreneurs as some form of the modern kind of Zionist pioneers, because they bring that same kind of spirit of can-do, building something from scratch, nothing is impossible. So big part of the economy getting bigger and bigger, responsible for more and more exports, and one that talked about the one that gives most people the sense of kind of opportunity and excitement. Advanced industry. I'm sure you've heard or you will hear about Warren Buffett buying his car. Culture. It's really cool stuff. Like, you know, they grow cherry tomatoes in the desert with the drop of water. So it's a big industry in Israel. We import rough diamonds and export cut diamonds. Military is still a big part, so military exports, but again, with a very strong high-tech element, so advanced systems, computerized systems, simulators. Tourism, growing, not as much as it could be. I mean, it's really frustrating. Cyprus and Syria get, I don't know, 3-4 times more tourists than Israel gets, which is really weird. But